This is the Georgia Farm Monitor. Since 1966, your source for state and national agribusiness news, and features for farmers and consumers about Georgia's #1 industry, agriculture. The Georgia Farm Monitor is produced by the state's largest general farm organization, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now, here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Burgamy.
Yes, indeed, the show that'll have you saying, wow, I learned something new today. At least that's what we hope. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Georgia Farm Monitor. I'm Ray DeLessio.
And I'm Kenny Burgamy. Straight ahead on the program, family, food, and great discussions at this year's Young Farmer Leadership Conference. Why Georgia Farm Bureau calls it the organization's most important event of the year. Also, in this month's Meals from the Field, Ray and Marcia with a different way to prepare an old country favorite, squash casserole.
And then later, consumer insight and sensory science. How researchers at the UGA Griffin campus are helping brand name companies determine our likes and dislikes when it comes to the food we eat. These stories and so much more starting right now on the Georgia Farm Monitor.
Well, traveling to the Blue Ridge Mountains and into the small town of Blairsville, you'll find a bustling farmer's market and a place to process these fresh fruits and vegetables all in one spot. Damon Jones tells you how this new canning plant came about and how it benefits the community.
There's plenty of chopping, peeling, and packing going on here at the Union County Canning Plant, as workers and volunteers are now busy processing a number of different items for individuals around the area.
Well, we can produce for homeowners, citizens out in the county. It's a place where they can come and bring items from their garden or purchase at our farmers market, come in here and process it and save it for their next year's food consumption.
And there's virtually no limit to what this facility can process, as they've seen a little bit of everything.
We've canned everything from apples to zucchini and everything in between. We can can squash, we can a lot of applesauce, green beans, applesauce, and tomatoes, or some sort of tomatoes, whether it's juice or tomatoes, are our top three products that we process in here.
While canning your produce will keep it fresher longer, there is a bigger benefit to having it processed locally. You know exactly what is in the jars.
They can keep their vegetables throughout the year and eat them during the wintertime. They know where the product comes from. It comes from local farmers, local sources. They know what's in it. All they have to do is ask their farmers, how they treated it. They know how farmers grew it. And it doesn't come from California, Mexico, or some other country.
Between the farmers market and the canning facility, more than $1 million is generated for the Blairsville community, and all of it came about thanks to the support of the community and the persistence of County Commissioner Lamar Paris.
He said, what do you think about putting a canning plant on the referendum as well? And I said, I think it's a good idea. So it was placed on the referendum. The people voted overwhelmingly in favor. I think it was like 83% of the people who voted in favor of it. It tells you that people think agriculture is important in our county, and to them personally, a farmer's market and a canning plant is important.
With all of its success, coming hopes the word will spread and that more counties will support facilities just like this one.
We can 17 to 18,000 jars every year in this processing facility, and that's one jar for every person that lives in this county. So if it's important in a small county like this, think what it would do in a place like Hall County or one of the metro counties with all those people down there.
It's a project that would not only be beneficial to the county's economics, but also to those who decide to have their products processed locally.
And that 17,000 jars is worth somewhere between $70,000 and $90,000 to the people who use the facility for their own processing. So they can save $1 or $2 per jar by processing it here as opposed to buying it in the grocery store.
Reporting from Blairsville, I'm Damon Jones for the Georgia Farm Monitor.
All right, Damon, thank you so much. Well, since his birth, so to speak, in 2014, Georgie, the lovable mascot of the Georgia Department of Agriculture, has traveled throughout the state, spreading the good word of agriculture and teaching kids about where their food comes from. Well, now Georgie is going Hollywood. Actually, he is the star of a soon-to-be-released video that will help teachers and students have a better appreciation of what farmers go through on a day-to-day basis.
So here today we're working on a video that we will roll out at the Georgia National Fair in October, and it literally takes Georgie on a drive across Georgia agriculture to show kids exactly how that peach ends up on their tray, or those strawberries, or that fresh Georgia corn. And we just really want kids to realize that it came from right here in the state, and that a lot of people are behind what goes in front of them every day at lunch. We're doing an activity book to also go along with this book, so teachers, not only can they watch this video in class, but they can also use the new activity sheets that will be available starting in the middle to end of October at feedmyschool.org, and it's all free, and the video will also be on the Georgia Grown YouTube channel.
Now, meantime, we continue our trip down Trail 37 with a stop at a business that is sure to satisfy your sweet tooth.
It's the Honey Shack in Homerville, where you can try a wide variety of some of the best locally produced honey in the state.
We had a little honor system just behind me, and I thought like a need for maybe doing like a store with more Georgia grown products in our area or whatever, and we done it. And we just kind of got a little bit bigger in the retail and that kind of thing, and done our own store.
Yeah, well, we're a family-owned and operated business, so we put the quality, that's first. I wouldn't want to sell anything or feed anything to our customers that my family that I wouldn't feed to my own family, so we'll put that first.
You're getting a better product buying it from us, because a lot of the food chains, it's a lot of blended honey from all over the world. I mean, it's not just American honey, but all of our honey that we produce out here is all American made. I mean, most of it is all locally for just our area.
Well, our honey is pure, and it's raw, and it's never blended or pasteurized or added with any kind of inferior products. It's just pure honey that our bees make, so we know the quality that goes into the honey.
We won Flavor of Georgia last year with our honey, and we also won the best tasting honey in Georgia twice. That was in our private selection honey that we won the Flavor of Georgia with. You're supporting your local businesses, and you just get a better product when you come out to places like this and get the local honey versus going to a big food chain or whatever.
I enjoy getting to meet people that stop along the Highway 37 trail, and everyone's so interested in the honey, and especially the raw, unfiltered honey that we offer for our customers. And I enjoy getting to meet them and find out more about them and what they're interested in. I enjoy spreading the word about the pure raw honey and the local honey and the benefits of Georgia-grown honey versus maybe a honey you would buy off the shelves at a supermarket.
They have a lot of questions with bees and different varieties of honey, because we have a sample bar inside. They can sample different varieties of honey, and we have jellies and jams. A lot of different dressings, candies, pecans. We have a lot of different products inside they can try. We stay busy. We have I have about 2 to 3 people full time that work bees year round. I mean, that help me all the time. And then we got the packing side, and probably on it, I'd say we employ probably 2 to 3 full-time employees and some part-time employees too.
Yeah, well, you can expect to always be greeted with a smile and a friendly face, and we're always here to, tell our customers more about our products and help educate them about the health benefits of honey, and share some other great Georgia-grown products with them as well.
All right, time for a quick break, but stay with us. When we come back, we're cooking up some Southern favorites with Marcia Crowley. All the recipes involving fresh Georgia squash. Meals from the Field when the Farm Monitor continues.
Hello, my name is Tucker Felkins. I'm currently serving as the 2017-2018 State FFA President, and I am from the Bleckley County FFA chapter. The jacket is, of course, one of our most recognizable symbols, and I just hope that through further participation, further leadership opportunity, they will just join FFA, continue to be in FFA, and strive to be the best that they can possibly be in the FFA. The reason I continue to just stay active in FFA was because of the leadership opportunities that I saw. I became a chapter officer, I became an area officer, which eventually led me to the current position as state FFA president.
To learn more about the National FFA organization, log on to ffa.org.
Hi, I'm Lauren Griffith, and I'm an Extension Leadership Specialist at the University of Georgia, and I work with all of our leaders in agriculture and forestry and help them to be the best they can be. I have the best job ever in the whole world, and I love it because I can work with amazing people who want to better themselves and they want to grow, and that's part of what I get to do, is to facilitate that growth for them. Today I'm working with a group of program and staff, and we're talking about generational differences in the workplace, and so that's a body of research that I do. And so we're looking at each of the generations, millennials, baby boomers, traditionalists, Gen Xers, and talking about their preference in their work style and how we can learn from that and how we can work better together once we understand each other. I've always just been fascinated by the stories of leaders and how they've become who they are. So that's something that I always wanted to study and learn more about. And I'm also fascinated about adults and how we learn. And so that was part of my inspiration in wanting to study adult education and look at women specifically and how women learn leadership skills in the context of agriculture. As a small child growing up in Cochran, Georgia, I was surrounded by agriculture, and I think it's such a way of life for us. It's just a blessing for me to work with it and to develop leaders in the industry.
All right, welcome back to the Georgia Farm Monitor and to another edition of Meals from the Field. Joining me as always, my partner in crime, our dear friend, our home economy specialist, Marcia Crowley. As always, so good to see you again.
Good to see you, Ray.
Yeah, that means shake my hand.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun here.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, folks, you like squash, because today that is what we were talking about. If you don't like squash, just bear with us. You might actually learn to like it. But I can't remember a time that we have done squash.
I don't think we have.
So let's dive right into
All right,
it. What do we have today?
you're going to be cooking today. The first thing we're doing.
Are you sure you want me doing that?
Yeah, I'm sure. All you're doing is stirring. Is a squash, sausage squash skillet.
Okay.
So the clue there is you're cooking it in a skillet. Okay. We've got a little bit of olive oil in there.
All right.
And this is 12 ounces of chicken sausage. And they come in lots of different flavors. This one happens to have apples in it. All right, you're going to add to that like a half of a chopped Vidalia onion. And if it were a perfect world and you were at home, you would saute this about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm going to give you the spoon.
All right.
We're going to add to that a red pepper and a green bell pepper.
Stir now?
Stir now. Doing good.
What do you always tell me, Marsha? I'm always stirring stuff up, right?
That's right, me too. So we're probably not, it's probably not a good day for that. And then we've got one large zucchini and one large squash. And most people this time of the year have an abundance of squash in their gardens, especially with all the rain we've had lately and the heat. And all right, just stir that in.
Do I get paid extra for stirring?
You do.
This is kind of work.
You get stirrer salary.
Wow. You've been hanging around me way too much.
Long. And this is a little Italian seasoning. And like I said, this is, you're going to cook this about 10 minutes. So.
Okay.
And a half a cup of sliced fresh mushrooms.
Yay, love mushrooms.
I know. This is so good, and I had it for lunch left over, and it's really good leftover. You can serve this over rice. If you can't find chicken sausage in your store, which you should be able to, you can use a beef sausage, any type of sausage you like, smoked sausage. I know there's some Georgia companies that do that.
I still have to learn how to cut peppers the proper way. Because your peppers always look so awesome. I don't even want to cook them because they look so awesome the way you cut them.
Please.
They do.
All right, the next thing, this is a squash casserole, which living in the South, I know everybody's got their favorite. We might just turn that off.
Let me
so
be a professional. Let me do how they do. Is that how they do it?
Yeah, why don't you throw it up in the air?
We'll throw up in the air like that. Look, I'm done. That's it.
Perfect. All right, this is a squash casserole. Everybody's got their favorite. This one's a little bit different. I've got a pound and a half of squash cooked.
Okay.
And I tend to mash my squash with a potato masher for a little bit just to kind of get it all together.
Squash the squash.
Squash the squash.
All right.
We're going to add to that. There's an egg in there. a cup of milk. There's no cream of anything soup in here, but you could do that if you want. I just happen not to do that. 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. Got a bunch of bowls over here I'm gonna have to wash. And this is a different ingredient, and this, I happened on this by mistake. I didn't have crackers or breadcrumbs, but I had chicken stuffing mix. Go figure. I have no idea why I had that in my cupboard.
Something different, but that's good.
That's like a cup of chicken stuffing mix. 1 large onion chopped, and about 1/4 of a cup of red pepper just for the color. You could obviously leave that out if you wanted to. And a cup of cheese. Mix that up, and you're going to bake this at 350 till it bubbles, and it freezes very well. You can bake it ahead and freeze it.
Did you fire me already from stirring?
No, I didn't. Here,
You're not
go
letting me
ahead.
stir?
Well, you're getting ready to again. Now let's move this over here, and this is going to make a mess. These are zucchini fries, which would be a substitute for French fries if you're dieting, and they're very good. And my hands are going to get really messy here. So first you dip the zucchini, 2 large zucchinis, in flour.
Oh,
the
you don't do the egg first? You do
the flour will help it stick. Okay.
So flour.
Then the egg. And this is panko breadcrumbs, which are Japanese breadcrumbs, which you should be able to find with the breadcrumbs in any grocery store. They're very common.
Okay.
And a little Parmesan cheese. And you're going to put them on a baking sheet, which this is not, but you get the idea. And you're going to put these in the oven, and you're going to bake them at 350 until they're brown.
All right.
And you can serve them with chicken fingers, French fries, hamburgers, whatever you would normally serve French fries with, you could serve these with. And they're very good, I promise you. They're real crispy. Bake them until they're crisp.
And then we have all the finished products over here. So this is the first dish that we made.
That you made.
That I made, yes, that I helped make. I'm not even going to take all the credit. So, and that is so easy to make as well.
It's so easy.
The hardest part is cutting everything up. And
right, that takes the most time, but you could do that ahead and have it for dinner. Just put everything in a frying pan.
And then we got the casserole there.
Which everybody loves squash casserole.
Yes.
Except for your cameraman. And he doesn't do vegetables.
He doesn't do vegetables, even though he does not like vegetables. And then we've got the zucchini fries with little chicken fingers on the side.
You can do that. Just put some dry ranch dressing and bake them.
And look at the tomato roast that you made.
Well, you can thank our professional chef for that.
Holly, yes, very nice. All right. And as always, folks, you can find all these recipes by logging on to gfb.org/recipes. Everything is there for you in details. You cannot go wrong. If you do, call Marcia and blame it on her.
That's right.
No, Marcia. So good to see you again.
Ray.
Thank you so much. And of course, we will see you guys next month.
Ray, Marcia, thanks so much. Up next on The Monitor, join us as we go inside UGA's Sensory Science Lab and see the unique way in which researchers are testing foods to learn all about what consumers like and dislike.
Summertime on Jekyll Island. A time for sunshine, beautiful sandy beaches, crashing waves, and the Georgia Farm Bureau's annual Young Farmer Leadership Conference. Those who continue to make the trip year in and year out say it is a tradition like no other.
This is my 5th conference I've been to. It's something I look forward to every year. My family looks forward to seeing old friends, meeting new friends, and all sharing the common interest in agriculture and just getting to talk and see how everybody's life's been going, how things have been going in different part of the state. It's always just a great time. It's called the Leadership Convention for a reason. When you come here, you might come thinking, oh, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, I'm not sure what this is about. But if you come to this conference, you'll understand more about what Farm Bureau is about, helping you get more involved in your county, your community, and just the state as a whole.
Experts agree the current generation of young farmers also have the ability to make changes in the political realm, as their willingness to get involved has a major impact on lawmakers both state and nationwide. They say millennials are important to the process because, as a whole, they care about change.
That's the cool thing, is to see a collegiate Farm Bureau member get involved and then slowly get more excited about the opportunities within Farm Bureau, and then 4 or 5 years later seeing them at a regional meeting or a leadership conference and seeing them step up to the plate and maybe be serving at a county Farm Bureau level or on their state committee. It's just it's the cool opportunity that I have working with young farmers and ranchers, to see them progress and see help them see the influence that they actually do have.
Of course, the highlight of every conference are the competitions and the subsequent awards marking the end of the week's festivities. This year's winners, Thomas and Alicia Harrell from Madison County, who won the 2017 Young Farmer Achievement Award. Excellence in Ag Award for 2017, Josh and Sky Panino from Hancock County. And last but certainly not least, your 2017 winner of the Young Farmer Discussion Meet, Will Godowns of Pike County.
I always am glad to come to Jekyll. I've been coming since they started the Young Farmer Leadership Conference, and it's always been a good and a fun time. Whether you compete or not, it's a good family bonding experience. It's time to get around other agriculturists and see how we do things the same and differently across the state.
Finally today, we the consumer want choices. Wasn't always the case though. Whatever was out on the shelves, that is what we were stuck with. But nowadays, companies are spending huge amounts of money testing foods to give you and I plenty of variety and doing away with the stuff we don't like.
And that's where the UGA Griffin Sensory Lab comes into play. Recently, the Monitor was allowed to film a particular research session the school was conducting for a major food company using paid volunteers from right there in the community.
Well, the main purpose is, of course, any food that we eat, we are the persons who are consuming it. So we humans are the best models to find out whether a food is acceptable or not. So my work as a sensory scientist and a consumer behavior specialist is to find out whether certain products are acceptable to the population or not. If a new product comes into the market, of course the marketing people, the big companies, they do huge marketing studies where they involve probably more than 30,000 people, do home use tests and things like that. But we basically give an idea that whether a product can be acceptable or not. So they can go back to their drawing board, they can figure out if they need to do some tweaking and things like that. So we are not, people confuse us when we do acceptability tests that you are marketing, you are helping with marketing. No, we are just giving an indication first whether a product is acceptable or not. We had some watermelon varieties. We are doing this test for a company. This is not for research. This is a contract work that we are doing. I'm not even going to analyze the data. Once I collect the data, and you saw that it was all computerized, so once we get the data in an Excel sheet, we'll send it to the client. In these kind of tests, we are asking them basically straight acceptability questions, that how much do they like a sample. So there were 5 samples of watermelons in this test. So for each sample, they went in and said overall how much did they like a particular sample. Not only that, would they buy it?
For the consumer that's going out, buying these products and going out to the grocery store, you can rest assured that the food you see on the shelves has been researched and tested before it's being thrown out there, I guess.
Most of the time, yes. Most of the time, yes. And it was not being done, it was being done, but not in such a very organized and scientific manner. Now, you can rest assured that most of the stuff that goes into the market, especially with this whole fad about health foods and taking out certain ingredients like artificial preservatives, chemicals, making clean labeling and everything, you rest assured that everything is going through at some level, consumer testing, acceptability testing. Companies know where they are.
Very cool stuff. That is going to do it for this week's edition of the Georgia Farm Monitor.
And a reminder for all the latest ag info regarding food, great recipes, and what's happening out in your area. Check out our Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest pages. You'll stay informed and see what's up in the world of farming and on the Farm Monitor Show.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Have a great week.